Hello Aries, it is my intention to share with you today a reading that is going to give you the map of the energies for the month of July. And I know I've been leaving you guys abandoned for a while, but it is my intention to make a comeback by giving information about June as well. So you can get a better understanding where you're coming from, thus gaining a clearer picture of the things that are going on in your life right now. So sit back and relax, and I really hope this information helps you in your decision-making process. And let's see what comes up. And we start the session so that nothing but the truth is shown here today, with a touch of love as well, because that's very important always. And the first reading is going to be June then. Thank you for giving me an answer that's clear, direct, concise and precise, so that everything that Aries can know, thus allowing them to make better choices in the future, because it is my honest intention to help you guys out. And if I have the chance to do so, then why not? Alright, let's see what happened in June with you guys. We're gonna draw 3 cards, which is gonna be the summary of June, thus allowing you to understand better what happened during that month. Second card and the third card. Alright, during June, this is exactly what happened during June. We have the 7 of Pentacles reverse, which means wasted effort or you dropping something that you knew wasn't going anywhere. Last month was a month marked by the decision you made regarding your own job or finances, which led you to drop something, to stop working on something, to just let it go because it wasn't worth it anymore, or you were not committed to it. And then we have the 4 of Wands, which is a great card. It means celebration. It means that after you let this go, after you gave this up and you stopped doing it, it was a time for you to release yourself and start enjoying life as it unfolds. That's a great process, Aries. And let's see what comes up for the third card. Queen of Swords and the Page of Pentacles reverse. This means that, again, this furthers, confirms the thing I said to you first, that you made a decision, and that decision was a very strong one, and it was determined to cut something about your job or your finances. The decision you made certainly pushed you away from any kind of job you were doing and finished that opportunity in favor of another one. And I'm gonna draw 3 more cards to get further information about June, but so far, even though there was a complex situation, even though there was not sure if difficult, but there was a very intense decision to be made, it was still a good month for you because it meant the month of celebration, of release, and that's a good thing. When we take a look at the second 3 cards, we have the 7 of Wands, the Moon reversed, and the 8 of Swords reversed, which means that you know, the decision you made was a decision you took to release yourself from any kind of fears you were having. So when I see the Moon reversed, I can see that this decision wasn't a light one. It was a challenging one because it made you decide against something that you consider to be a basic need. Probably the need of having a steady income, the need of having safety or security in the things you're doing, of having a stable job or a stable structure. Those things are no more, I feel. It is possible that you left your job, or that you quit, or that you were released, but whatever happened, any kind of change that you lived during June was for the best, because this change is here to release you from your own limitations. And that is a truth that you will be facing during July. The last 3 cards are like the lessons or the advices I can give you before we go into the reading of July. There is a situation regarding a relationship that you are not focusing too much, or you are letting it go. This is a very difficult combination of cards because Look, the change you are going through, the decision you made, is a good thing for you. It is gonna make you love yourself even more and love life. And it is in complete alignment with who you are. So that's a great thing. It's a great thing what you're going through right now, because it is setting you free. But this setting you free, it has a consequence of having to break some of your relationships. And that breakup, that separation, has the real danger of taking away your optimism. So it is a very tricky situation, Aries, because on the one hand, you're feeling very happy about the direction your life is taking. You are very excited and wishing to live the experiences that are coming your way, because you know those experiences are gonna show you who you really are, and that's a great thing. But at the same time, I feel you're letting go of something that is really hurting you, and it's up to you whether or not you release the situation forever, or if you try to have some faith or trust that whatever you are letting go doesn't have to be forever, perhaps. It's just that the Sun reverse and the Two of Cups reverse talks about you creating some distance between you and someone else who was very important to you. And because you're creating distance, it is a time for you to hang on your own, to defend yourself, to support yourself. And that is causing you a little bit of pain. It depends on you. Some Aries will feel a lot of pain for having to leave his beloved one behind. Some of you Aries won't even mind, and in fact you are looking forward to leave your significant other, your friendships or your relationships behind. Maybe you're looking for, maybe the reason why you're changing is so you can leave those people behind. We do know one thing: whatever decision you made, it's gonna help you out tons in the end. It was the best choice you could have made. But there is something to be said about the way you are handling your relationship situations. There is something to be said about the pain you are keeping inside, you know? There's something to be said about the feelings you are bottling and you're not letting them be expressed in a very constructive way. So June was a month of tough decisions that are making you feel happier because they're pulling you in a direction that you can resonate with. But at the same time it is pulling you in that direction, it is also pulling you away from other situations that I can see you like, I can see you enjoy. You are willing to go through the change, but this is gonna hurt you. That's what I want to say. And it would be a good idea for you to take a look into that and to see whether or not you are handling your emotional farewells in a good way or not. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So that's June for you. Let's go into July with the Pillars of Mercy reading, which answers 3 simple and key questions, which is basically the subconscious energies, the invisible energies, the energies you will actually go through, and my 3 best advices I can give you right now so you can make the most out of them. So, regarding the invisible energies during July, we have 7 of Wands with the Emperor reversed, 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords reversed. When we take a look at these 2 cards, it talks about you abandoning your ego, you abandoning that sense, that identity you had of yourself, and in the middle of chaos, in the middle of this losing control, having to support yourself and having to become your own sense or source of strength. So you lost your ego, and because you lost your ego and you lost your identity and your role and whatever it is you had in the society, because you lost this identity of yourself, It is time for you to come back to yourself and become your own source of inspiration and passion. So this is gonna be a month that will test your resolve. It will test your inner strength, your spirit. And it's gonna be a very tough month because you will be... Ten of Wands here is a very interesting card. With the Seven of Swords, we're going to be understanding more the further we go in the reading. But basically when we have the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Swords reverse, it is very important that you drop the act, drops any kind of charade, any kind of masquerade, any kind of lies, any kind of deceits, any kind of pretending. Maybe you're trying to hold on to something in the wrong way. Maybe you're afraid of letting this go, or maybe you're afraid of being honest, because if you are honest, this whole thing crumbles, and you don't want that. But it's a very confusing energy, Aries. I want to understand more about what you guys are going through. The Tower reverse, the Star reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles. During the first half of the month, there are certain situations that you're trying to control, or there are certain situations that you're trying to dress up, that you're trying to hide, that you're trying to conceal. There are certain situations that you are not allowing to crumble, maybe because you think it's gonna be too painful. Maybe because you think that communicating exactly what you want to communicate, your truth, is gonna hurt too much, or it's gonna be a mistake. And that is a wrong way to go about things. I already tried to do this video once, Aries, but there were some technical issues. But I do remember something very clearly about that reading, and I want to repeat that here because it is very important. And that is, yes, it is a good thing, and it is important for you to leave. It is important for you to change, to go through any changes you're going through right now. It is very important. But what's even more important than you going through the process is the way you go through the process. And with these cards, with these 4 cards here, I'm concerned about you pretending or acting up in a way so that you can have a situation be less painful, when you have to realize that allowing the change to happen immediately will actually help you out even more than block you. But we saw during the June reading that this was a very painful process, and it was a painful process, especially when it came to relationships. Maybe you are postponing the time when this relationship ends because you don't want to cause any kind of hurt or pain, but that is a wrong idea. If anything, the best idea for you would be to communicate your truth so that everything be done with. On the other hand, it could be that you're trying to sneak away from a relationship, or to just let it go without saying a word, and that's not a good thing. So basically, if we unite these 2 paradigms into one advice, that would be that you have to be transparent. You have to learn how to say goodbye in a very transparent way. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't try to control things either. It is not about controlling. It is about you being who you really are, without any kind of secrets, and let what happen. Whatever happens will happen anyway. The reason why I tell you this is because right now your tendency is to try to control or to try to manipulate situations so they happen in a certain fashion, but that is not a good idea. The best idea for you right now is to commit to your own process, and if your own process is forcing you or is taking you in a different direction, then it is very important for you to speak truthfully to everyone around you in a way that they know exactly who they are, who you are, and how you guys are relating, because some relationships need to break. Some relationships need some space, and some relationships need a very decent farewell. So don't skip those steps. Don't hide anything. Be yourself. During the first half of the month, the energies you will be going through are energies of doubt, of fear, of trying to hide something, of wondering if there's a better way to do this or a better way to do something else, when your priority should be about being yourself, being truth to yourself and to everyone around you. And at the end of the month, it is about you getting to work in your own projects. So it is only during the first half of the month that you need to be hyper aware of everything you're doing, Aries. Don't try to manipulate, don't try to lie, and don't let yourself be deceived. If there are any pending situations, if there are situations that you know, they have to end, or you know, they need closure, then put as your main priority to give closure, to give a proper, sensible closure to these situations before you go. That's the best advice I can give you. And these three advices are as following: Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords reverse, and Death. Two of Swords mean that this is the best advice I can give you. The very first advice: there is no better way to finish this. There is no, how can I do it? How can I, maybe if I do it like this, maybe if I do it like that, maybe if I try to soften the truth, maybe if I keep this to myself and I don't tell anyone about this, maybe that's gonna help the situation. It won't. You are thinking too much. You are trying to control the situation too much, and that attempt at controlling things will only confuse you even more. So instead of being indecisive or being afraid, commit to truth. Again, it is the best choice, it is the best advice I can give you. Commit to truth. And then don't go back on your word. You have the Two of Swords and the Knight of Swords reversed. These two advices mean there is no better way to go about things other than the truth. So don't keep your secrets to yourself. It is very important, because we are in a very important part of the month or the year of this process of healing. It is very important for you to think less and start speaking up more. Express your truth more. Don't try to pretend, don't try to hide. Just be forward with your own truth. And at the end, let things that have to die, die. Change. Complete and utter change. Leave things behind. Face your own future. When we have these three cards together, Aries, these three cards together mean that it is a time for you to stop thinking and overanalyzing, and it is a time for you to be more truthful about who you really are and drop any kind of facade. And I hope this is resonating with you guys. I will draw 3 more cards before we go into the next reading, but so far this reading is talking about someone who knows, who has to make a choice, a very difficult choice, but you are postponing it, or you're trying to dress it up, or take away the seriousness it has, when what you should actually do, the second half of the month is gonna be alright. That's handled. It is the first part of the month that you need to be truthful about the things you're doing. That's all. And this 3 cards mean, do enjoy yourself. Do enjoy yourself, have fun, celebrate, take the time to be happy, that's not wrong. But 6 of Cups reverse is, don't get in the way of healing. whether it is someone else's healing or your own process of healing. Don't be afraid of your own emotions. Don't try to hide your emotions. Be emotional. Try to release all the emotions you have inside. Maybe it is that you are repressing your emotions and you shouldn't. I feel this is a very abstract reading, and it must be because Aries, all the Aries, must be living very different situations regarding their own spirituality. But the one thing in common is that you are making a decision, and that decision is hurting your relationships. And the most important thing you must keep in mind right now, your highest priority should be on giving proper, healthy closure to every emotional situation, no fear, no regrets, so that you can live with only love in your past, not regrets. Finally, these are the 3 keys of liberation, Aries, and I hope these really help you out. These are gonna be very tough and challenging, but if you do so, I promise you, you will be better off than before. Thank you for giving me the truth, only the truth and nothing but the truth. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's see. This is the first key of enlightenment. This is the second key of enlightenment. And this is the third key of enlightenment. The first one are 3 cards, and they speak as thus. Don't try to manipulate anything. Don't try to create anything. Don't try to direct life in any specific direction. More important than you having to do things to ensure life is gonna go your own way, more important than that is that you love yourself, is that you love your true real self, and make a decision based on your own happiness. You don't have to soften things up. You don't have to sugarcoat things. You don't have to keep it cool or play it down. Don't do that. Be true to yourself. Love yourself and be honest. Be completely honest in your truth. It is the best advice I can give you. Second one is the Tower. Let things crumble. Let things be destroyed. Let change take over in the most violent way possible. Not that you had to fight, but I am saying that don't hold on to anything. Let things change. If you know there is something that has to be done, do it. And what may happen, let it happen. But don't try to control. Love yourself. Decide based on yourself. And last but not least, 7 of Cups reversed, which means that there are some emotional things you are feeling which are not true. There are some emotional baggage that you're dealing with, which is born from an emotional confusion. So basically, what can I tell you at the end of this reading, Aries? From what I can gather is that you are going through a very serious change. Your life is changing direction in a very dramatic way, and that's a very good thing for you because it is going to help you out in your own evolution process. That's great. But what I'm concerned about is the way you're living regarding the people you love right now. And if you're living in the middle of fights, if you're living by keeping things hidden, by not saying the truth, by concealing, by manipulating, by pretending something that it's not. If there's anything you are trying to do that is not honest or not pure, please reconsider that. It is very important that you realize how urgent it is that if you're going to leave, you leave in a very positive way, in a very truthful way, and in a way that is not afraid of anything. So be honest with yourself, Aries. If there is a relationship that needs handling, do it. If there is a situation that is pending, face it. If there is something that you need to say it. All of this only so when the time comes for you to leave, you can leave without any kind of baggages, which is what I'm trying to get across to you right now. As for the second half of the month, the second half is looking really good for you because you will be working, you will be busy, and you will be facing numerous challenges that will keep you on your toes, that will keep you vigilant, that will keep you on guard, and that will give you the passion, because that's exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for an engaging situation, and you will have it. But this is so clear that the main focus of this reading wasn't that. That is gonna be handled on their own, on itself, when the time comes. The most important thing for you, Aries, is how are you living? In what state are you living? And are you being honest? Are you saying the things you have to say? Are you giving closure to everything? Are you letting things die? Are you letting structures be destroyed so that something new can be born out of it? Please answer these questions in the most truthful way, and at the end of the day, decide based on yourself and love yourself first. And don't fall for any kind of illusions or lies or deceits you may be building for yourself. It is very important. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and trusting my words, because it is my honest intention to help you out, Aries, and I wish you the very best. If you want to contact me, you can do so through my email right in the description box below. I wish you the very best. Take good care. Cheers.